Hi friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm so excited to be sharing with you my January 2023 new releases for my Etsy shop. These are all of the budget printables that are available right now in my shop. I've made some changes for the new year to my budget printables, so I'm going to go over all of the changes. I've also shrunk down some of my releases, so I'm not offering so many different bundles and various things anymore. I've really simplified my listings on Etsy, so if you're interested in seeing everything that's available for the January 2023 collection, which I've entitled Winter, just keep watching. Okay, so here they are, the beautiful January worksheets. I absolutely love this wintry wonderland pattern with the snow and the blue. This like screams January, doesn't it? I was originally, when I was planning for January, thinking about going in a totally different direction, but when I saw this pattern, I just had to jump on this guy. So this is the winter collection. You may notice right off the bat that the font here is very different from what I was doing in 2022. You know, if you've never seen my budget worksheets, let me open up my December worksheet. You can see it was very scripty and dainty. I've definitely gone more bold for the new year. All of my worksheets throughout 2023 will have this same bold font. I love it. I think it's beautiful, and it's just a lot more concise and punctuated, and I'm happy about that. Speaking of being concise, looking through my Etsy shop, I had so many different listings on my Etsy shop, and it was so overwhelming for me to list everything every month. I imagine it was quite overwhelming for you guys scrolling through everything to try to figure out what you wanted. So I've simplified a lot. I also looked at my sales overall in 2022. It was a great year for me. I can't thank you guys enough for your support in my Etsy shop. I sold way more than I ever anticipated I'd be able to sell. But like I said, it's just a lot every month. Listing things. Every listing that I have to pay for, so I have to pay to list those individual items, and a lot of them weren't really selling, so I simplified. And I got rid of the majority of the bundles that I was offering, and now I'm offering basically 2 bundles and then everything individual. So I'm offering still the I Want It All bundle, which is the bundle of worksheets that is all 17 of the worksheets that I have released in an undated format. I'm going to go through them really quickly here. You get I'm going to put this off to the side because this is something separate we'll talk about in a minute. You get the budget title page, and I've printed these back to back. I do offer them in the bundle as like a combined file so that you are capable of printing them back to back, but I also offer them individually so you can just print one page if you need to. You get them in both formats so that you can do it however you want to do it, and you can rearrange the worksheets any way you want. But in the bundle comes the budget title page, the 2-page undated calendar, which is so beautiful. You can write your own dates in. You can do a Monday start or a Sunday start, or however you want to do it. There's also a place along the side here for notes. You also get the monthly overview and the monthly budget. So if you want to keep track of things that you pay for just on a monthly basis, including the budgeted and actual amounts, you can do that. The monthly overview is a great little snapshot of where your finances are at the start of the month, so you can list out your debt, your monthly goals, keep track of your credit score from month to month, and then any notes. So those are great. You also get the sinking funds and the transaction log. So if you want to go really in depth with each of your sinking funds, the beginning balance, how much you added throughout the month of January, how much you took away, and then your ending balance, you can do that. You can also keep track of each individual transaction. There's a place for the date, the fund that you used, the amount that you spent, and then a little description. So if you want to leave yourself a note, for example, if you used your Christmas sinking fund and you spent $100, maybe you just in the description write that you spent that at Target. So that's great. I love this print. I love this bright blue color. I think it's just perfect for January, and I think it looks really good with this nice bold font. Also in the I Want It All bundle, you get the paycheck budget and the cash breakdown, which I like to use in tandem when I'm budgeting by paycheck. So if you prefer to budget by paycheck and, you know, budget out each paycheck individually, this is a great way to do it. You can just write in anything that's coming out of your checking account, anything you're going to put into cash envelopes, anything you put into sinking funds, any extra debt payments. There's a little totals box here, and then anything you have remaining you can break down into various savings accounts, and then you can also use the cash breakdown if you want to figure out the denominations you want to pull from the bank. So that comes in the bundle as well. Also, you get the expense tracker, which you can print as many times as you want. I myself like to use a new expense tracker each week of the month, but you can do it any way you want. The great thing about budgeting and personal finance is that it's personal. You can make it work for you. There's also a weekly check-in, so if you want to keep track of your cash envelopes week to week, this is a great place to do it. There's no wrong way to use this worksheet. It comes with a notes page, which I love because, you know, there's always something to write down. You can use this as part of your budget, or you can just use this for like a grocery list or any way you want. Also, it comes with the 2-page hybrid budget, which I screwed up and printed back to back. It's supposed to be like a open 2-page spread where you have, you know, the first section and then the second section would be here, but I goofed and printed it wrong. The great thing about printables though, and my files, is that you purchase it once, you download it, you print it. If you goof up and you make a mistake, you just print it again. You don't have to pay to do it again if you mess up. So this is the 2-page hybrid budget. Just pretend like I did it right? There's a place here for monthly budgeting, and then there's also a place to check in for each week. There's a place to keep track of your savings for the month, your sinking funds, and debt payments. One change I did make to the hybrid budget is I actually titled it Hybrid Budget now. In 2022, when I created this worksheet, again, I'm going to flip you guys to my December budget so I can show you what I'm talking about. I had it labeled this way as monthly budget, and I kept getting people who were confused because I have this hybrid budget and then I also have the monthly budget, and they both say monthly budget, and people were like, what's the deal with that? So finally I got concise and titled this hybrid budget. The title is all on this one worksheet. The other half of the worksheet here is blank, but I think it looks a lot better. It's a lot prettier, and it's a lot more concise on what it actually is. You also get the debt tracker in the bundle, a spending comparison. So these are great like tools that you can use month to month. A lot of these worksheets are things you use for the month and then you move on to a new one the next month. The spending comparison is a great way for you to track last month versus this month and see how your spending changed and why your spending changed. It's a good way to compare your budgets month to month and see what areas you're spending more in, what areas you're spending less in. The debt tracker is a great way to keep track of your overall debt. So there's a place here to write your creditor, the interest rate, the account number, starting balance, credit limit, minimum payment, due date, and your target payoff date. So one thing that I know to be true is that if you set a goal, like a specific target payoff date, it's a lot easier to stay on track and try to meet that goal. So I included a place for you to write that in. And then there's just a place to keep track of your transactions. So you made a payment on the 1st, you write January 1st, you write that it was a payment in the amount of, you know, $23, and then you can write your ending balance, and you can just keep track of all of the payments that you make throughout the year or throughout the month, however you want to do it. And it's a great motivator, I think. And then you also get the title page, which is exactly the same as this title page, except it doesn't say budget. So you can use this as a back cover and do like a complete budget workbook. You can also use this to fold up and make a cash envelope, which I've seen a lot of people do. I got a request to do something like this with just the pattern, and I think this pattern is just beautiful. I might just like frame this or laminate it or something because it's so pretty. So that is the I Want It All bundle. Everything is undated. It's all of the worksheets. If you don't want to go through and individually pick the worksheets you want to use, you just want it all, that's the bundle for you. You also do get a discount if you buy the bundle versus buying each of the worksheets individually at full price, so that is an option. I do, however, also offer each individual worksheet individually, so if you just want the monthly budget, you can buy just the monthly budget. Actually, I might be lying to you. I don't think I have the monthly budget available because nobody ever bought it on its own. So something I definitely do have though is like the notes page or the hybrid budget, the 2-page hybrid budget. If you just want that, you can get that individually. So everything for the most part is available individually. If you go onto my Etsy shop and you see that I'm not offering something as an individual worksheet and you want it, if you just shoot me a message on Etsy, I can create an individual listing for you. I just have to list what I know will sell. Like I said, it does cost me money every time I list something, and then if nobody buys it, that's just money that I'm throwing away. So if you're seeing something in the bundle that you really like and you want it individually and I'm not offering it, it's probably because I've offered it in the past and nobody purchased it, but you can still get it individually if you want. Just send me a message, either through Etsy or through YouTube. There's lots of ways to get a hold of me. You can message me on Instagram, you know. You can also email me, which my email's listed down below. So that's the I Want It All bundle. That's everything also individually. The other bundle that I have available is the dated add-on. So I like to have everything undated here. That way, if you fall in love with this pattern and you want to use it every month of the year, you can do that. You buy it once, you use it for January, February, March, and so on. Just print it over and over again. But I know some people like to have actual dated items. I myself do. I use a different pattern each month. I want the date on there. So I offer the dated add-on, which is a 4-page bundle that includes the title page that actually says January on it. It also includes the 2-page dated calendar. So it is a Sunday start on the calendar, but it is all dated and ready to go for you. And then it also includes this January overview, which is exactly the same as the monthly overview. Right here, it just says January. So if you wanted to buy the I Want It All bundle and then swap out these undated worksheets for these dated worksheets, then it becomes a January budget worksheet or January budget workbook. Does that make sense? I don't offer the individual items that are dated because I was just finding that they didn't sell. But again, if you just want the January title or you just want the dated calendar, you don't want to have to spend the money and buy all 4 because you'll only use one or the other, let me know. I can do that for you. So that's it. I took away the budget bundle or the hybrid budget bundle, which was a bunch of worksheets surrounding the hybrid bundle because nobody was buying it. I was getting like 1 sale a month, and you can still get all of the same worksheets that were available in that bundle. You just either buy the I Want It All bundle or you buy the individual worksheets. It's just silly for me to continue to list things and pay to list things when they're not selling. I also got rid of the paycheck budget bundle because nobody was buying it. The things that people were buying on a regular basis, the dated add-on, the I Want It All bundle, and the worksheets individually. So that's what I've decided to offer moving forward, with the caveat that if you want something and I don't offer it, you just let me know. I also did not do January cash envelopes because, again, they weren't big sellers. You know, I just have to make available what people actually want to buy. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my time and yours. So that's it for my January release. I called this collection of worksheets Winter, which I think is very appropriate. I do offer my YouTube friends 15% off my shop. It's just like a long-standing coupon code. It's YTFriend. You use it, you get 15% off all the worksheets. So make sure you take advantage of that. Head on over to my Etsy shop right now. Everything is currently available. Leave me a comment below or send me a message on Etsy if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about budgeting in 2023 and this new collection. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.